Foster's visit to United States of America is also being seen as a part of the India story there. And as a part of India's story in America, it's important to show how the Indian culture has impacted New York. In fact, Republic visited an Iskcon temple in New York. Here's a special report on how spirituality has influenced politics and diplomacy there.
In the last 5 days that we've been here in America, we've come from Houston to New York, and it's been mostly political, diplomatic, and we've been able to get you some colors of India. And this evening we are in Brooklyn, New York, and joining me on this special broadcast is HANSRUPA Das Adhikari, who's the president of the Iskcon in New York City. You can't deny the fact that in diplomacy, a lot of our scriptures, traditions, our heritage play a role. And HANSRUPA Das Adhikari ji, why don't you tell our viewers, in today's times, the role of scriptures in diplomacy and in politics?
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Niranjan. It's a pleasure to be speaking with you. We, of course, concentrate more on the spiritual aspect, but obviously diplomacy plays an important role in today's modern society. As a matter of fact, our teacher one time, we were having Harinam Sankirtan, congregational chanting, outside of the UN itself. And he remarked that it's called the United Nations, but there are so many flags, so how is it united? So this is an indication that we're trying to maintain an identity separate from our spiritual selves. And in the scripture we learn, and we hear, and hopefully we understand, that we are not this material body, we are not this external covering. So diplomacy begins that we are all ultimately spirit soul. In the Gita it says, Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahma Gavani Hasini Suni Chaiva Supake Cha Pandita Samadarshana. That the sage, the Pandit, he sees with equal vision a learned Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, because he sees the soul within. So if someone has that vision, then where is the politics or the diplomacy necessary? These things are only come into play because we see ourselves separate. I am an American, or I am Indian, or I am Pakistani, or I am Chinese. But all these things are just the external covering. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. I am supposed to be in the human form of life, inquiring to the nature of the absolute truth. And that first thing is Aham Brahmasmi. I'm sure you've heard that. Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit. I am not American, I'm not Indian, I'm not. So with that understanding, then what is the cause of fighting or politics or a necessity for these things? And we're not at that stage. Who knows when we'll get to that stage in the future. Humans by nature have this tendency to quarrel, and in this age, are you familiar with the different ages? Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. So we're in the Kali Yuga. And Kali Yuga is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So in an age of quarrel and hypocrisy, there must be fighting. No one can agree on anything. Even the smallest thing, there's a fight. Because we don't know what is our real relationship with God.
I have with me DASYA, I have Rajneesh, Aditya and Govind, and they will talk to us about the kind of following that they have here in New York. DASYA, why don't you tell us about your story?
About 7 years ago, I was traveling the country searching for a better way to live. And then I came across Srila Prabhupada's version of the Bhagavad Gita in a friend's car, and I started reading it. So this was after I graduated from university. So my plan was just to find some way to have more peace and prosperity in my life.
On Sunday we have Sunday feast, so during that time people from all across the world, they come together and they do the arti, they sing the kirtan, they attend the lecture, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita lecture, and then together we all have prasadam.
Now, how much of a role, in your view, do our scriptures in the Bhagavad Gita play in today's politics?
So as Krishna has explained in the Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 systems, or Varna and Ashram systems. So Varna is the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas and the Shudras. So today's politics, as you might see, it's more in line with the Kshatriya Dharma, which is to govern, administer, to rule, diplomacy. So through the Vedic scriptures we understand what true politics is, what a true leader he's supposed to be, what an ideal leader, the qualities of an ideal leader. So we'll get a full insight. So in that sense, spirituality and politics are not really different. Politics is also covered in spirituality, and because when the leaders are properly guided, the whole society flourishes. But if the leaders are misguided, then the whole society suffers because of that. So there's a close link between politics and spirituality.
Thank you for speaking to Republic TV, and it's a break for us to from covering diplomacy and politics to be here and spend time with you, and a lot of people watching this back home also to understand the kind of diversity that India brings to the world.
Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki.